Hey guys, it's Jackson here at JT's Lawn Maintenance. Hope you guys are doing well today. Gonna do a quick little video on my handheld equipment that I'll be using for JT's Lawn Maintenance season 2023. Just a few odds and ends stuff. There is some new stuff that I forgot to mention in my last video. This is basically just gonna be going over handheld equipment. I plan on doing another video soon covering mowers and whatnot. So let's get into the video here. All right, I don't have my trimmers out here because, as you can see, it is starting to rain. But I do have the stuff that I do have my blowers and a miscellaneous thing here. So do it pretty quick here. We got Echo PB770T, 580T, a very old 410E, another very old PB200, and then a PB2620T. Now, you all know that I'm a big diehard Echo supporter, and this blower here and then this one here are not going to be used as much as the other three blowers because I want those to last because they are very classical machines. Will I add a 9010? I probably will next year. I don't need one as of currently. That 770 is plenty good enough. The 580 is more along the lines of just for anyone that helps me, and then the 2620 is just a kind of a small yard kind of thing. And then those two blowers are the vintage ones that I use on occasion just to feel like a retro guy. But that's my blower there. This one is the one I use most often, and that one I'll break out on occasion to use myself. If I need to. That's only if I need to, in case that one has something wrong with it, but that one usually is fine. So it's starting to come down good now. Yeah, okay, let me just back up here. Got a Echo CS310 chainsaw. I believe that's a 18-inch bar, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, but that's the only chainsaw that I use for myself. My dad has a Homelight 18-inch chainsaw as well, but I don't use it, and he hasn't used it in many years. And these two are not to be really talked about at all. I will not be using these this year. They're for sale currently, so that's just kind of their story. The Still I'm not fond of, but the Shindai I just don't need it anymore as I have all those blowers there. So I don't need it no more. Works fine though. I do like it. Just I have those, so don't need it. Still don't really like. Okay. Now we have my hedge trimmer. This is an Echo DHC 2300. It is a part of the 56 volt program that Echo offers. This thing works very well. I'm pretty pleased with it. Cuts down some pretty gnarly stuff, if I do say so myself. And now we have my stick equipment. Do I use all of these on a weekly basis? No, but they're here for a reason. We'll go with oldest to newest. So right here, this is, I don't know how old this thing is. I can't seem to find a model. I mean, I know what the model is, but I can't find a serial number to identify the year. But this is a Green Machine 2800. This is a I believe this is a Zenoa Komatsu engine. This predates Red Max right here. This trimmer right here. This is before Red Max was Red Max. It was this. You can look it up. Used to have a Green Machine blower, but it never worked, unfortunately. But this thing works very well. I picked this up for free beginning of senior year of high school, and I had to just put a fuel line and a primer bulb on it, and it's worked very well since then. I decided to put an Echo speed feed head on it. So that's this one. Works very well. And this is a Bunton TD24. This has a 24cc Kawasaki engine. Let me go to the back here. Yeah, Bunton. This was made here in Louisville, where I'm from, along with anything else that's Bunton made, unless it's a German two-stroke Bunton. But this one, I believe, is from the 90s. Thing is very rare. I picked up for a very good deal from my friend John. Came with 2 trimmer heads, that brush blade, which is insane. I've cut some real thick stuff down with that thing. That is dangerous. That sucker's dangerous right there. I get nervous every time I use it. And then a less extreme brush blade. But I use this mainly how it is. I don't really use it for string trimming unless unless I feel like it. But usually I don't use it for string trimming. But that's the Bunton. This is a Shindawa Home Pro 22T. It's got a 22cc Kawasaki engine on it. Made in Japan, like all the good stuff is. I picked this up from John as well. He sold me this and this. I mainly wanted this because I knew these were good trimmers. I tried one out years ago and I loved it, but I could never find one for a good deal. John told me that he wanted to sell this one, so I bought it off of him. It did not have the speed feed head on it when I bought it. It had an older version, but it was not as advanced as this one is. So I took this one off another trimmer, and works quite well. It's very lightweight. Not a whole lot of power, but then again, I'm not going to be using this day in and day out. I'll probably just bring this out probably, I don't know, once a month out on the job or something like that. This is probably the most neglected trimmer that I have. This is a Echo SRM 230. This was probably one of the first Echoes that I've ever used. My buddy John gave this to me as he didn't need this anymore. I had it working for a while. Well, actually, no, the problem that this thing had, the shaft on it bent, and I found a better shaft for it, and I stuck it on there, but I have not started this thing in a while. It's missing the spark plug and the air filter, but I bet you if I put some fuel in it and a plug in it and a filter, I bet this thing would start. It's very low on power due to how much abuse it's suffered over the years, because John and his guys run the string like 20 inches on each side, and that's pretty stupid if you ask me, but I don't really do that. I'm more like probably 14 or 13 on each side, but enough to the point where these things can actually breathe. So 230s right there. This is my first Echo that I ever bought personally for myself. This is an SRM 225. This thing has done a lot for me as far as just being a trimmer. Used it. I bought it in 2019, so that's coming up on about 4 years. Bought it after my Toro string trimmer failed, and it being Toro, it's gonna fail. I mean, their two-stroke does at least. Mowers can't say the same thing because I know they're solid. But this thing, I plan on using this as the main backup trimmer, just in case I ever need it, or if someone's out with me on the job site and they need to trim. So this is the 225. I highly recommend it to anyone starting out in the lawn care business. Probably the most affordable, but also the best trimmer for the money is what I would say this thing is. It's $200. I mean, you can't really beat that. I've used it for 4 years commercially, so it must held up some way, shape, or form. And I have taken care of this. I've done some stuff to it, but it's never broke down on me on the job site. So can't say that I'm not pleased with it, because I'm very pleased with it. We have my only stick edger. This is a PE 225. It's their smallest one, and at the time that's all I really needed. I don't need a big Echo. I don't need a big edger, because I'm not having to edge that much, only on new yards and yards that are overgrown. So basically just bought it for taking care of that purpose. Other than that, it's pretty much just sits around a little bit. Gets the days off most of the time, but I'll bring it with me. Probably. I mean, it stays on the trailer rack just because I know if I run into an overgrown yard, I'm going to need it. So that's stick edger. Got my probably the best trimmer I've ever had. The SRM 2620T. I mean, this trimmer is probably by far the best weeder I've ever used, hands down. It's light enough to where I can use it a use it constantly, but it's also powerful enough that I won't have to buy anything more powerful unless I'm doing heavy stuff. In that case, I'll probably buy a 3020T, but I don't plan on buying one this year unless I absolutely need to, but I doubt it. But me and my buddy Ryan both have these. We can't be more pleased with them. They are absolutely awesome trimmers. This one has not failed on me at all in the 2 years, coming up on 2 years that I've owned it. So I'm very pleased with it. Highly recommend it. It is a little pricey, but it's price quality is what it really is. And this is the newest addition to the Echo, to my Echo fleet. This is a DSRM 2600U, or no, not U, it's just 2600. I bought this mainly because I knew if I didn't buy it sooner or later, I would have had to pay like $400. Like $500 for a string trimmer, and I wasn't gonna do that. So I just went ahead and bought it now. I got to get another battery for it because the only battery I have came with the DHC. So basically just bought it to save myself some money while I still could. Used it in that overgrown yard video yesterday. Battery died on it, but that's also because I was running it in this thing for a couple minutes. So you get what you pay for, but I plan on buying the bigger battery for this. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for as far as handheld stuff. That one there is not really being used. I basically just found that and I put gas in it and it runs. Not my trimmer, that old still, that one's not mine. And old Echo blower right there isn't mine. That Red Max isn't mine as well. So yeah, guys, that's all my handheld stuff. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Stay classy, stay grassy.